raw hatred, naked fury, primal aggression. These are but a few descriptors that encapsulate the titular antagonist Rawhead Rex, a demon from the most barbaric plains of hell. Rawhead is bloodlust and savagery incarnate. But what makes this creature so distinctive and sinister is not so much as what is depicted in the film by the same name, but rather the mostly unseen characteristics that are explored more fully in the short story and graphic novel. Regardless of the medium, however, Rawhead Rex is always portrayed as a nigh unstoppable killing machine, nearly indiscriminate in its slaughter. Not even children are spared from its unquenchable thirst for blood. Yet another creation from the master of horror, Clive Barker. Rawhead Rex first appeared in the third volume of Books of Blood in a short story by the same name. In both the book and the film, the story focuses on a pagan demon that terrorizes an Irish hamlet. Layered with leathery skin and muscle, the creature is nearly unstoppable when driven into a rage, shrugging off everything from explosions to rifle fire. In addition to its disturbing durability, Rawhead towers over most men at nearly 7 feet tall. As massive as this is, the novel depiction of Rawhead is even larger, described as over 9 feet tall. It is likely the film depiction was reduced due to the limitations of human growth. After all, the actor that portrayed Rawhead was only 6'11" at the time of production. Yet an overwhelming force of strength was apparently not enough for the pagan forces that molded Rawhead from the chthonic depths. Mortals deserve so much more, after all. One need only look into the face of Rawhead to truly understand how little we are prepared for what lies beyond the cusp of our reality. As if shaped from a bloody slab of meat, Rawhead's face is essentially damp, taut skin stretched over a gaping maw of fangs. Its mouth contains an impossible assortment of teeth designed to rend flesh and snap bone. In the film, Rawhead is shown to be capable of effortlessly shearing a hand from its wrist. In the books and graphic novel, its teeth are used even more grotesquely, ripping children and even grown men to shreds with nothing more than its rows of razor-sharp fangs. The most distinctive feature of Rawhead, somehow even more terrifying than its size and teeth, are its glowing eyes. Set deep into its skull, Rawhead's burning red eyes pierce both soul and mind of any that are unfortunate enough to cross paths with it. Its eyes serve as both warning and harbinger. Stray into their sight, and you will surely be devoured alive. If Rawhead so desires, it can use its ocular energy to dissolve the will of its victim, transforming them into an obsequious puppet, willing to lay down their life, if necessary, for Rawhead. The differences in physicality between Rawhead of the literary world and that of the film are stark. Not only is Rawhead larger and more misshapen in the books, but it is decidedly more expressive as well. On paper, Rawhead is depicted as overtly phallic in appearance, alluding to a primal, uncontrollable masculinity. In addition, its savagery and bloodlust is divulged more fully, as well as its delights in such endeavors. Rape and slaughter are like delicacies to the beast, a robust wine that is to be imbibed slowly and savored. This hunger is amplified greatly if the victim is a child. The flesh of a child is like veal to Rawhead, and it will go to great lengths to seek it out. While Rawhead is depicted across all mediums as possessing a feral, animalistic manner, make no mistake in assuming it is stupid. Rawhead is deceptively intelligent, and despite its age, it is adept at navigating the idiosyncrasies of modern times. In the graphic novel, for example, it quickly learns of the effects that gasoline has on an open flame. It will also employ strategy to both ambush and terrorize its prey. Not only does this create confusion among the humans Rawhead hunts, but it spreads fear like a virus, cultivating an atmosphere in which Rawhead thrives. As stated earlier, one of Rawhead's most frightening abilities is the power that lurks behind its blood-red eyes. When Rawhead so chooses, it can force its gaze into an unwilling mind, shattering it into oblivion. From then on, the lost soul exists only as a slave, hell-bent to serve the will of Rawhead. This power lends credibility to the notion that Rawhead is more deity than beast, more demon than animal. In the book and comic, this power is demonstrated as more of an aura of fear than anything, rooting petrified victims in place at the mere sight of such a monster. While Rawhead is able to absorb nearly all forms of damage without slowing down, it is not invincible. Extreme physical trauma can cripple the beast, but as a pagan being, ultimately what harms Rawhead is a form of ancient magic rooted in natural energies. As an embodiment of masculine aggression, what weakens Rawhead most is a symbol of fertility, or to use a more fitting word for maximum irony, a symbol of life. The statue depicted in the film is similar to that of Venus of Willendorf, a figurine estimated to be more than 25,000 years old. This weakness is hinted at early in the film when Rawhead is shown refusing to kill a pregnant woman. To Rawhead, both pregnancy and menstruation are sickening, a type of poison that will only weaken its resolve. Rawhead Rex is a fascinating examination of uncontrollable rage, bloodlust, and the untempered desire to dominate. Its phallic design in the literary works is an obvious allusion to the untamed masculine drive. Rawhead's hunger for flesh, namely the flesh of children, is also a not-so-subtle nod to behaviors exhibited in the animal kingdom. Dolphins, lions, and horses are just a few species that have exhibited this behavior for the purposes of dominance and the right to breed. Yet where Rawhead Rex differs from just another animal is its sheer delight in perverse slaughter and consumption. An animal enjoys the excuse of instinct, yet Rawhead can claim no such justification. If you hear its call on the wind, take your children and run. Do not look back, for if you spot a set of eyes floating in the dark, burning like orbs of fire as they watch you, it is already too late. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to comment on a creature or villain from cinema that you'd like to see in a future video. I'm always seeking inspiration for more deep dives.